Basketball fans, welcome back. So in the previous video, we've talked about the snooze fest and lopsided game that was the Al Ittihad versus Stade Malien. And as we speak, the Al Ittihad side have already clinched a playoff spot in BAL Season 5, and the games will be in South Africa. And the Stade Malien team are down 0 for 4 with 2 games remaining. There's a high likelihood that they can even go without even winning a game, but hey, they have 2 games left. And in this video, we'll be talking about the FS de Rabat versus the Rivers Hoopers. And this one is a different game given how the first time these two teams met, how different it was, going in favor of the Rivers Hoopers. And you can see in this Rivers Hoopers matchup against FS de Rabat was different. And this game had an 8-point spread. The first game we saw the Rivers Hoopers versus FS de Rabat, we saw them lose. The FS Rabat team made the adjustments that they needed to make so that they can be able to pose a threat to the Rivers Hoopers, and it paid off. Even despite the loss, you could see they made a few changes in terms of like the shot selection. They went ahead and studied a lot of film for the Rivers Hoopers and tried to exploit some of the things that they saw. And it was great because when this game tipped off, you could see it was a neck and neck matchup, and the Rivers Hoopers had a 1-point lead heading into the second quarter. And in the second quarter, the FS Rabat team won that second quarter. And in the third, they were tied at 22. Then the Rivers Hoopers, I can say they dominated in the fourth. And I must say the FS Rabat team kind of capitulated in the fourth, and which led to the final result being an 8-point spread. I must say it was a very entertaining back and forth matchup, but at the end of the day, the Rivers Hoopers managed to go ahead and run away with this game. And when they did that, they have secured a 3-1 record. And the only game that the Rivers Hoopers lost was against Al Ittihad. They have won all their matchups against Stade Malien and FS Rabat. They beat FS Rabat twice, and they won against Stade Malien, hence giving them a 3-1 record. And right now, as we speak, the Rivers Hoopers are following the Al Ittihad side as one of those teams that can get a direct qualification to the playoffs. And the people in attendance in this one are 4,978. So in the previous one, we even saw that the Al Ittihad versus Stade Malien game did not even give the fans didn't even reach 1,000. They were about 900, and this goes to show you that even despite the loss, the home team and the home fans will always ride with the home team. So in this one, this matchup was quite interesting because when it came to scoring field goal wise, you could see the Rivers Hoopers shot 42% from the field as opposed to FUS de Rabat with 36. So FUS de Rabat did not shoot well from the field, but the commendable stat shooting wise was from downtown, because out of 33 shots from beyond the arc, they made 11. And the Rivers Hoopers, even with their win, they only made 5 3-pointers out of 20 attempts. So this was the most inefficient they have seen the Rivers Hoopers shooting from downtown. And the manufacturing of that shot from beyond the arc is something that the North African teams have mastered the art of. And even I mentioned, you can see how Al Ittihad are lethal when it comes to utilizing the 3 ball. I've seen how the Al Ali Benghazi team last year in the BAL Season 4, how they're able to utilize the 3 ball and enable them to make it to the BAL finals. And I also saw the dominant performance by FUS Rabat in this one, the way they have been able to make the adjustments. The previous game they met, the Rivers Hoopers, they're not able to get very good quality shots from beyond the arc, and they did. So they can be able to make the game close. Majority of the time, when you're down, they needed to go ahead and cut the deficit. And manufacturing the 3-point shot was a necessity at that point. Then when it came to going to the line, the Rivers Hoopers was sent to the line more times than the FUS Rabat team. I don't know why FUS Rabat really fouled a lot. And this matchup was an improvement from what we saw in the first one. The Rivers Hoopers out rebounded FUS Rabat team, and it was nuts. They looked small in there, and even the key contributors. I was expecting Maduta Catch to go ahead and do his thing, and he did. We've seen Rafael Putney come to his own. He had 14 points in there. Maduta Catch led in scoring. He had a game high 17. Kevin Amayo with a quiet 14, and not only in Kevin Amayo, he was second in points, but also second in total rebounds. And he's the current assist leader. And in this one, he had 7 assists in this game. So you could see the Rivers Hoopers play more of team basketball. And they are those teams that they just know how to tailor their game to their opponent. And they're very good at that. And when it comes down to the FS Rabat team, you've seen Zoita, he led in assists with 6 assists. Mike Fofana, he had 14 points. Yasin Bayeri, 13. Jonathan Jordan had a quiet 12 points. And I don't know what happened to Jonathan Jordan. He has not been the same guy since the first game that he played against against the Rivers Hoopers. I don't know what happened, but his productivity is just stagnating. I don't know. His gameplay is not impacting the FS Rabat team to a point where they can be able to go ahead and win. But I can say it's all about the matchups that they have, because if you look at the teams that FS Rabat have struggled playing, if the Rivers Hoopers and the Ali Tiad, so against the Stade Malien team, that's where the FS Rabat team were able to play very well. And coming off back-to-back losses, they're able to win their first game there. But right now, they are 1-3. And the Rivers Hoopers are sitting pretty with a 3-1 record. So game, this game was very good. And I must say it was very entertaining, back and forth. Jonathan Jordan, he didn't have a very good game in this one with his 12 points, and he was 3 of 10. And he was 1 of 5 from deep. He went to the line 8 times, and he was 62% shooting from the free throw line, and he only had 4 assists. So this one, it was not a good game for FS Rabat, especially how things ended. It was very entertaining when you look at it, but at the end of the day, you needed to win this game, and they were supposed to at least uh, change the outcome of this game. But the Rivers Hoopers just had an ace up on their sleeves, because they had 5 players. The Rivers Hoopers had 5 players scoring 10 points or more, which was great. Then Peter Olisemeka, he had a double of his own of 13 points and 12 boards, which was good. And I must say, I really enjoyed that, because it's what makes the game great. And talking about like how the game was good, you can see it was very entertaining all through. Even despite the loss for the FS Rabat team, I really hoped that they could be able to go ahead and win this game, because with the Rivers Hoopers got exposed by Al Ittihad in the third game that they played, and the FS Rabat team were able to make a lot of changes, and the game was very different from what we saw in the first time they matched up. And FS Rabat, they were able to lead in assists. They were tied in points from turnovers. And FS Rabat in this one, they were able to increase their bench production with when they scored 29 points from the bench. But the Rivers Hoopers, they dominated them in steals, in fast break points, and total rebounds, and second chance points. So I can say that was the main difference, and the Rivers Hoopers going to the line as much. So that's just a roundout of how this game happened, and the Rivers Hoopers, I can say, dominated the points, rebounds, assists, and also the player efficiency rating, where we saw Maduta Catch, uh, just dominating and being that person who is so reliable for the Rivers Hoopers. And looking at the way the Rivers Hoopers have been, the way they have been playing, I must say it was very good. And in this game, it was far removed from like the way they played the previous one, because the first matchup, it was 88-82, and this one, it was 71-79. So the Rivers Hoopers right now are sitting pretty with 3-1 record, and they there's no weak spot when it comes to them, and there's a high likelihood that you're just going to clinch a ticket. When they win their next game, they have an ability to go ahead and win a ticket to be able to get to the BAL playoffs that will be in South Africa. So the Kalahari Conference has been quite interesting. I must say, since the Kalahari Conference debuted last year, we have seen teams just come to their own and just be competitive. But for the Stade Malien and FS Rabat, there's a high likelihood that FS Rabat are going to be able to get the third spot. They're going to be the third place team. That is if and only if Stade Malien don't win a game. And there's a high likelihood they can't win. But the FS Rabat, hopefully, they can be able to steal a win against Stade Malien so they can finish that with a 2-4 record if they can be able to do that. Because Stade Malien has looked so weak. They're weaker than they've ever been. And I don't even think I can't even stop to think for a second that the outcome is going to change for Stade Malien. But if the outcome does not change, FS Rabat will have a chance. Now, FS Rabat, they have the challenge and the task of going up against the Al Ittihad side. I know Al Ittihad, they are very dominant. They are 0 for 4. They are 4-0. Or they are yet to take a loss in the Kalahari Conference, even in their BAL history. They are yet to take a loss. And FS Rabat, that's the next team that they're going to match up with. So we're going to see how this is going to pan out tomorrow, and also give an analysis on what's going to happen. So do drop me a comments down in the comment section down below what you think about this. I mean, the matchup against the FS Rabat and Al Ittihad, I'll be closely monitoring that, because it will be another one that I want to see if did they make any changes, because the first time they met was a blowout. At least in the Rivers Hoopers matchup, we've seen the FS Rabat team fight and claw back. The other game was decided by 6 points. This one was this one was decided by 8 points. And looking at how things are, panning out, FS Rabat are likely to finish number 3. That is if and only if they're able to win at least one more game, and Stade Malien doesn't win a game. So, yeah, man, do drop me a comment down in the comment section down below. This has been an eventful Kalahari Conference, and I'll be coming back with more games and more game reviews of this nature. So, yeah, man, I'm out. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Peace out.